Now, Rust is set for its world premiere 3 years after that fatal on-set shooting of its cinematographer.
The film's leading star and producer Alec Baldwin held the prop gun that killed Helena Hutchins, and despite the screening dedicated to her honour in memory of her, the Hollywood actor will not be present. Wow, what a journey. So Sunrise Entertainment correspondent Cooper Lawrence joins us live in New York. Good morning to you. So Alec Baldwin won't be at the premiere, although he's both the star and lead producer. Do you reckon that's the right decision?
Good morning, Nat and Shervo. You know, it's interesting. It's not a question of whether it's the right decision. There was a wrongful death suit, and a lot of what came out of that has been sealed. So we don't know if part of that wrongful death suit was that he doesn't show up at the premiere, because her husband, I think his name is Matthew, was made executive producer. So he should be there. And I think the thing that he has said is he wants this to be about Helena and not about Alec Baldwin. And Alec Baldwin has a way of making things about himself. So it could very well be part of the wrongful death lawsuit that he doesn't show up for this premiere.
So industry professionals have said a movie that killed someone and used unsafe practices shouldn't be promoted. Do people think that this movie should have been made at all?
They don't after the shooting, but then when they look at it, I mean, the same thing happened with The Crow. Brandon Lee was shot on set. Same exact situation where they didn't think the gun was loaded with a real bullet, and it was, and it killed him. But they went forward with that as well. I think at this point, after the lawsuit, after they made Matthew Hutchins the executive producer, I think he decided that he wanted to go forward. He didn't want her death to be for nothing. He wanted this film to be made. He wanted it to premiere. He wants to show her work and her talent. So this is now about honoring her memory.
Rightfully or wrongly, The Crow became quite the cult classic. Do you think this will follow suit?
It's harder to say because people have a very negative view about Alec Baldwin, and he's the star of this. She was the cinematographer. She's not in the film, whereas he was very beloved, and people were very upset about what happened on set. You know, the same thing happened with Heath Ledger while filming The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. That film did not do well, even though it was Heath Ledger. So will it do well? Will it be a cult classic? You know, it very well could be. There are people out there that love these sorts of films for the backstory, which is sort of cynical. But if it helps Matthew get the word out there and get people to honor his wife, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, you're right. When you put it like that, it is his decision, isn't it? What do you think this has done for Alec Baldwin or against Alec Baldwin?
Nothing positive. I mean, if you look at some of the polls that have been taken since this, people have a very negative view of him because they feel like he got away with murder. There are his supporters, like any other celebrity, where there are people that believe he didn't do anything wrong. And it was two bad things happening at the wrong time. It truly was an accident. Should he been held accountable? Well, they tried to do that. It didn't work. So it left a bad taste in people's mouths. They don't have a very positive view of him. And we saw the backlash when they announced that Alec Baldwin was doing a reality show. You know, the thing that was trending on all social media was how people just were so shocked that anybody would want to see him in real life, let alone see him in a film anymore.
The premiere of this happens in Poland. Couldn't get further away from Hollywood. Is that on purpose?
Right. You know, when it comes to festivals, you submit films, and films, you know, they have to get into a festival. It's not like they can just decide. The last we heard, this film doesn't have distribution like it was looking for. So I think if it does well at this festival, it could get the distribution, and then the rest of us will be able to see the film. But this is one of those things that, you know, that Netflix is already probably talking with Matthew to see if the film will be available for them.
Right. OK, so it's a process thing. Oh, it's fascinating, right. Cooper. Thank you very much for updating us on that.
Really? I mean,
Thank you.
At the end of the day, hopefully they get some sort of closure, the family.